Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. The DCEU is still alive and well, and we can continue to talk about it. However, there are going to be things that come out that turns out to be completely fake, and that was one of the things yesterday where we pointed out that a tweet went out with a little clip video of what looks like a pre-vis of Darkseid, and the first thing I thought of that was like, it looks fake, but you know, if it's real, what? But apparently it's fake. The Ascendant Ancient himself, him or herself, I don't know what gender that person is, but came out and disputed and said that that's not his. Someone put that watermark on, and you know, it does look like an N64 video game or something, so it's not real. It is fake. The video hasn't been taken down, so apparently, yeah, that is not real, and that is kind of shame that people will go to the lengths of doing that. It kind of reminds me of, you know, her Gateway putting a watermark on the other video. I don't know what's the deal with that, but it is be wary. Like I said, just be wary out there of what you hear, what you see. Some things may or may not be true, but it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to speculate because Darkseid was part of the original plan to have him within the ending of the film. So we'll see if the Snyder Cut actually comes out. And if it does come out, that we'll actually see Darkseid in all his glory. But there are a couple things in the DCU that are coming out. Maybe Daniel RPK, he's like an insider source, and he has done a bunch of things. He posted a bunch of things before, mainly the giant big name directors are dropping for the DCU. So after that, Steven Spielberg was announced, and a lot of different things happening with that. So he seems to know, he seems to be in the inside game. He has sources of his own within Warner Brothers. He's been tweeting out some interesting things. He said to start to look from Monday, if you look at the right places, you'll find it. There is such a thing as fate, and a lot of people are like, fate? Like Dr. Fate? Dr. Fate, is he going to be in the DCEU? Are we going to actually have him? And some people started, doing fan art of Pedro Pascal, who's going to be in the Wonder Woman 2 movie, of making him into Dr. Fate. So there is something about that that's possibly hinting about Dr. Fate. Of course, he also hinted before about he knows the Avengers title, but then he then pulled that back because he said that he was under embargo not to say what it was, so he didn't realize that, to not even mention that. But interesting in itself. He has put out a couple more interesting things, that there's some kind of possible DCEU noise coming out, something coming out. He hinted this today: blue, green, black, gold. And someone mentioned Green Lantern, and he's list, of course, or, you know, I think he says of course, or something along the lines of that. And so we tend to look at that, and we're like looking, what is he hinting at here, that's coming out within next Monday, maybe some small announcements here and there. Well, someone speculated blue as in Blue Beetle, Green Lantern Corps, of course, Black Adam, and Booster Gold for gold. And so we kind of knew for a while now that they were trying to plan a Blue Beetle gold, Booster Gold time of team up heroes, so that's possible. Black Adam, we already know. Green Lantern Corps, we already know. But for Green Lantern Corps, it's interesting because we were told that it was kind of put on hold after Justice League, in a way that they as far as they know, they were still going to make it, but nothing was going to happen with that. Maybe David Goyer says we'll see, but judging from Daniel R's possible tweet here, is that Green Lantern is going to move forward, and that's exciting because I would really want to see a Green Lantern Corps movie along with the other movies. Don't get me wrong, Black Adam, come on, like someone tweeted out today, so San Diego Comic-Con, and if they're going to announce Black Adam, you can see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is just running out as he's going, Shazam, I'm gonna get you, or something, you know. That'd be so cool, because he would really rile up the crowd. We really need The Rock's energy here to a little bit boost in the DCEU, but it looks like it's going good. Daniel also mentioned other things that are very interesting. He thinks that a Deathstroke solo is not gonna come out anytime soon. We'll probably see him next as one of the main villains in Justice League 2, which I'm gonna bet will turn into a Justice League versus Suicide Squad movie. He could show up in an after credit scene somewhere before that, though. He also mentioned when someone asked him about what does that mean, like just you mean the next movie is going to be Justice League versus Suicide Squad, and then he kind of said he thinks that it's going to be Justice League and Suicide Squad versus Legion of Doom. So it kind of reminds me of the comic, the DC Rebirth Justice League versus Suicide Squad. In a way, you know how it's like a versus where they're kind of antagonistic a little bit to each other. But they end up working together. It has that flavor to it, kind of like Batman versus Superman. Yes, Batman and Superman were, and then they work together at the end. So it has that to that. Maybe the Legion of Doom did a whole bunch of things and to make it look like Suicide Squad did it, and Suicide Squad's gonna fight Justice League, or Justice League fight them, and stuff like that. How is that gonna work in movieverse, though? I mean, it's cool that it works in the comics because their power levels and stuff, but in a DCEU, unless they really bring the power of Suicide Squad up a notch, or they bring on some metahumans, Superman can wipe them clean. I'm pretty sure Batman can wipe them clean too. Flash, no problem. All those guys, all those metahumans, no problem. Diablo's dead? Unless he's coming back. We did have that pic a long time ago on Instagram where they look like they're working out for a movie, but it looks if Suicide Squad 2 is even going to happen. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. And Daniel also mentions that David Ayer still may be looking to do a DCEU movie. He kind of laughed at someone who said that David Ayer is not going to do doesn't want to do a DCEU movie. But maybe with all this Walter Hamada change going on, maybe he's bringing him back. Maybe he's open now because it's a different production team that's being in charge now, and not under the leadership of John Berg and Jeff Johns per se, even though Jeff Johns still chief and creative content officer, president of DC Entertainment, but the pictures part, the Warner Brothers Pictures, is different from that. Toby Emmerich is chairperson of Warner Bros. Pictures. Walter Hamada, DC Film, president of DC Films of Warner Bros. Pictures, and DC Entertainment is everything else, including like TV and stuff like that. So, there's a lot going on there as well. So that's interesting. Justice League versus Suicide Squad. How is that going to work? I mean, Daniel mentions that they want to put Harley Quinn again. We're hearing this again, where they want to put Harley Quinn in a lot of different movies. She end up in Justice League, and I think that's what he means by that, by Justice League versus Suicide Squad. So that's interesting in itself, and it goes into the direction that was happening after the end of Josstice League, the Justice League theatrical cut, where at the end he talks about Legion of Doom. So that kind of worries me in a little way, meaning they are gonna really continue in that direction, and if the Snyder Cut actually does come out, it would be in like an alternate cut. But there is a way to end the Snyder Cut Justice League and still have that Legion of Doom play out, because we still, in the Snyder Cut, in what Zack Snyder had directed, he did direct Deathstroke, he did direct Lex Luthor, so he may have had that in something in mind of that, maybe for a later on date, or he just kept that open-ended for directors to come in and says, yeah, we could really work in a Legion of Doom with Black Manta, Black Adam, just have them all in there. And so he kept it open, like how he talked about he kept the Flash suit open for another director to do that. So with his finite movie, and then someone else can pick it up from there. So that's interesting, very interesting. Now, we haven't heard about anything else, but New Gods is still in the running. That it went silent for a while, but now it came back when they have the hashtag Ask Ava DuVernay. She said, hey guys, I want to make when someone asked her, how'd they get into want to make your New Gods movie? So she said, hey guys, I want to make New Gods movie. Then someone said, okay, it was just as simple as that. She just said she just wanted to do that. So it seems like I've been saying before, the producers, Walter Hamada, is more open to directors and what they want to do. Let them tell their story in a way. So it does seem like they're going that direction, more director-driven films rather than corporate level, or rather more cinematic universe type of way. So if for people who like that, then you got what you got, is the director driven films, and it's kind of cool. She also said it's still under development, nothing much going on with that. It's still in the writing, but it's going to be good. So just keeping it the positive, keeping up the optimism that way. Daniel R also mentioned that Penguin, I mean, he's talking about a lot of DC Extended Universe today, which is really cool. When talked about the Penguin being the main villain, he says he thinks Penguin's gonna be a villain and not the villain of the Batman film, which is good because we really want the villain to be a bigger, villain. He could be henchman, or he could be like in Gotham, where he's like some kind of Godfather type character, like I've said before, as a villain. So not the main villain. We've had that before. Dark Knight and other Dark Knight Rises, there were multiple villains in that, including Batman Begins. There was multiple villains in that, Scarecrow and oh my God, I'm just totally losing my mind at this point of the other character, Liam Neeson's character. What is it? Oh my God, I'm totally blacking out now. But I want to move on. The next thing was Daniel R. was talking about the San Diego Comic-Con DCEU wish list, and someone, Pisces 20, said, Josh, too good for you. He put out a San Diego Comic-Con DCEU wish list, and he said Aquaman trailer and panel, Shazam teaser, Wonder Woman 84 Cheetah image reveal, official Slate reveal with the Cyborg film included, Affleck and Reeves on stage together. So that's quite something. It doesn't have Snyder Cut on there, Man of Steel 2, but whatever. But Daniel R. says, take this with a grain of salt, but I'm hearing that's exactly what we'll get. But again, it's a rumor for now. So once again, Aquaman trailer and panel, Shazam teaser, Wonder Woman 84 Cheetah image reveal, official Slate reveal with the Cyborg film included, Affleck and Reeves on stage together. Now, he actually came back and says, well, the Cyborg film, he hasn't heard a thing about it, but he'll be completely surprised if that it will be on an official Slate. So he's open to surprises, and maybe there are surprises coming, but for now, what it seems to be coming true, which I also knew, was Aquaman trailer, Shazam teaser, the Wonder Woman 84 Cheetah image revealed. That'd be really interesting. I want to see if it's CG or if it's heavy makeup. And the official Slate, what is the official Slate? And also, Affleck and Reeves on stage together can really put things to bed about Affleck leaving, and really put things in perspective about people who are claiming that Jake Gyllenhaal is going to be next Batman and things like that. So I hope that happens. If that happens, yes. Ben Affleck coming out on stage and says, I'm still Batman, yo. He's not going to say that. But he's going to walk out with Matt Reeves as Batman. And I'd be really, really super stoked and happy to see that continue with Ben Affleck. I really think he can still pull it off. He can pull off a younger Batman. You just have to blacken the gray. I mean, they graded up for the movie to make him look like an older Batman, but they can, make him young again. And he still he can get the Vulcan figure for that, so I'm really impressed. That brawly Batman, he is the best Batman I've ever seen on screen. So I'm really stoked for San Diego Comic-Con, but I'm still looking for, I be honest, I am there. It's going to be really nerve-wracking. Okay, I'm highly anticipated for all San Diego Comic-Cons, okay, for Hall H and whatever that DC spits out. But it's going to be nerve-wracking because this is the time. This is the San Diego Comic-Con where you don't know where it's going to go. You know the 3 movies that are coming out, but what is the slate, and what direction are they going to? Are they abandoning the Snyderverse, or are they going to continue on with that? What what is on their mind right now? What are they just going to keep rolling forward with whatever plan, what plan that is, that it is? So are there going to be anything overarching? Are they leading up to something? You know, if they're not, you know, let's say what it is. But this is going to be a very nerve-wracking San Diego Comic-Con, only because I want to hear some Superman news, and I want to hear anything, if at all, are they going to mention the Snyder Cut. Speaking of Zack Snyder now, okay, speaking of Zack Snyder, he actually liked my video. Okay, I put it on Vero, the last video I did where I said Josstice fails, Josstice Falls, Justice Rises, and it was the whole video if you go back and watch it, and it's about Justice League theatrical cut is failed at the box office in a way, and failing at the home video, and possible that the Snyder Cut may come out of that, San Diego Comic-Con possibly, things like that, and then how Zack Snyder is still involved within the DCEU. He's still part of the picture, part of the whole group, and part of the whole creative process of it. Also the release, hashtag release of Snyder Cut, which I'll talk again more after this. But I'm like looking at that and I'm like, oh my god, he liked my video. What does that mean? Like, first of all, I am touched and honored, unless he unlikes it after watching this. But I am touched and honored that he did that. That's so cool. That's so awesome. And I'm tickled by that, but I still want to know why. You know, you're like, that's the first thing I thought was like, not because he's like, oh wow, he watched my video. The first thing I thought was, why did he watch my video? And I went back to my video to listen to my stupid self, and I'm just hearing what I'm saying, and I'm like, what part of that? I'm like bracking my brain over. I'm like, what does he like about it? What was the part that he liked about it? I hope it's the part about the Snyder Cut. I hope he's liking, because it's exactly what's going to happen. Justice League sales are down and dead, and then, you know, they're going to announce the Snyder Cut at San Diego Comic-Con, something like that. I hope so. I really, truly hope so. That's what he's intending. That's why he liked that video, but I really hope. And someone pulled this out, Will Rowland. I'm going to shout out to you. You put on Twitter today, is like, why? Maybe he liked this video because of the title. I know Kenny was talking about it's the title, and I'm looking at the title as this Justice Falls, Justice Rises. You know, it took me 10 minutes to think about that title for last night's video, but and he posted a picture 3 days ago from Zack Snyder, and it was Zack Snyder next to a wall. Okay, and here's the picture right here, so I don't have to really explain it, but it says "We Rise." Okay, we rise, and on that picture it says hashtag we rise. Of course, there's a website. It's probably for the art, for intents and purposes, but it says powerful art can heal, bring awareness, and create change. We rise. Justice rises. Is that what it's going on here? Is he is saying that our creative, in terms of tweets, fan art, fan events like Vinaldo7 and Fiona's fan events for hashtag release the Snyder Cut, things like this, me making that video, you know, Dave Film Junkie making videos, John D Movie Reviews making videos, Film God making videos. I'm shouting out everybody I could possibly know making videos about Snyder Cut, and all this noise, all this creative, powerful art. You know, I'm a very humble guy, so I don't, you know, but, you know, it's bringing an awareness and possibly creating change within the DCEU, within the production company, within Warner Brothers Pictures, and making them realize that, hey, why don't we do this for the fans and release the Snyder Cut? We should respect our directors, especially for one that is still the creative effort in this whole thing. Is this happening? Like, is this really happening? Right? I mean, Zack Snyder is still in the game. Zack Snyder is still in the DCEU. Who's been demoted here? Jeff Johns. Who is kicked out? Joss Whedon, John Berg. the trio of fellows who dismantled Justice League. You can't even say Kevin Sugihara also stepped aside himself so Toby Emmerich can be the chairperson of Warner Brothers Pictures. All of them. This could only mean it favors in the direction of Zack Snyder. And what am I doing with my hands? And so I'm just being really super optimistic about it. And I think, like even Clay Enos had says, hope spawns eternal. Am I saying it right? But he's telling us. They're telling us to continue with the hope, continue with the optimism. Powerful art can heal, bring awareness, and create change within everything else. Within society and everything else, but also within this medium, possibly. Within this subject matter, possibly. So that's what I'm going to take from it, from him liking my video, is that he wants to create that positive energy towards having an optimistic approach and seeing the glass half full, and seeing that anything can happen if we hope and we fight for it in a positive way. And I think that can create change in terms of that, right? So. I'm just going nuts right now, but Deadpool is one where the fans had loved it so much. They saw the leak thing, they petitioned and everything, and then 20th Century Fox says, okay, fine, Ryan Reynolds, you got it, let's make a Deadpool movie. And that can happen. That was a fan driven project. If that can happen, then you bet your butt that Snyder Cut can happen, if we all do it together. All right, guys. Now this is the part of the video where I repeat, release the Snyder Cut is coming out on June 12th. It's a fan event. There is a little post if you go to Fukujiang's Fiona's site. I think for LA viewers is like 10 a.m. Right? Yeah, 10 a.m. in LA. So that would be, what does that be for me? I think that would be like, was it 3 hours now and time's difference? That's 7 a.m. for my time, where everybody will put out a picture. It could be anything, comics, toys, your DVD, Blu-ray, hashtag release the Snyder Cut and DCEU fan and things like that. It's just in order to promote that we are DCEU fans and Snyder Cut fans, and we all want the release of Snyder Cut, where we're not just some small group minority of Snyder. We are also DC fans. It's like we understand DC material, and so we continue to want to see the Snyder Cut. We want to work for it. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun putting out different material. I mean, it's not just the Snyder Cut. It's not everything. We can put out any type of DC related to the Snyder Cut, maybe. I mean, just go to the tweet and the things, I wouldn't say rules, but the things that she wants you to put on there is right there. So I am going to do that. I'm going to spend my day doing now every now and so often, so I'm tweeting that. Maybe we get it trending. Get that whole thing trending once again, and it's important. I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, it's still cool that we have a set of movies, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Justice League, still being talked about today. I mean, amazing. How about Man of Steel? 5 years now, and people on Twitter still complain why Superman had to kill Zod. And it's Jay Oliver, who, bless his soul, continues to come out at them and tweets out at them, and not attacking them, but tried to explains it. And I can't understand why people can't see why he was be able to use another way to, that's another conversation altogether. But I just don't understand these after a while it gets tiring to try to explain to people who think that Superman should be in a fake fantasy world and can never be in our world and be judged in a way that he was judged in Man of Steel. It's weird. But anyway, I'm glad that there's still people that are coming out there, but you really don't, it's hard to change people's minds. I think people are just really want that Boy Scout figure, the Christopher Reeve days, and they just can't get away from it, and it's fine. I know a lot of people in my own close community that do not like Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, but everybody to each their own. But I just I just want to say that even though you don't like it, it's kind of weird why you would fight to keep what we want from us. It's like, if we want the Snyder Cut, why would you say to tell Warner Brothers not to release it? I mean, what's it to you? Like, what's your deal? Just don't watch it. We want to watch it. You don't have to. But that's what I want to say with that. But anyway, keep it real. Keep it honest. Zack Snyder liking my video is a huge thing for me. I am completely shocked and nerve-wracked, wondering what part of my video he liked. But in any case, DCU is still alive, and I see a lot of change coming. A lot of people saying Hamada is being a big difference, and I hope that is really true. All right, guys, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.